Labour Secretary Lori Chavez-DeRemer joins me now. Madam Secretary, only 73,000 jobs added in July and a huge revision to the numbers in May and June, down 258,000. Doesn't this open the door for a Fed rate cut very soon?
I'm glad you brought that up. I've been asked this before, I think by you as well. Absolutely. The president has leaned into this. I can tell you this, we're standing on all legs. Congress passed the One Big Beautiful Bill. I've been around the country talking to business owners who are saying they want to invest more, they want to borrow more money, they want to double down for their employees and for the infrastructure, and the feds are not agreeing to that. And the president is right. We need to lower that interest rate immediately. You
can tell that the president feels very strongly about this. Can you put this up on the screen, please? I know you've seen it, Madam Secretary. Truth Social, here we go. Yeah. Too little, too late. Jerome, too late, Powell is a disaster. Drop the rate. The good news is that tariffs are bringing billions of dollars into the USA. Let me pick up on that point. I understand it was $28 billion worth of tariff revenue in July. Do you see that as an economic good?
Absolutely, it's an economic good. Why would Jerome Powell be too little, too late? Why doesn't he want to be on board for the American people? Congress passed the One Big Beautiful Bill. The president has done a wonderful job in these trade deals. We're seeing more and more countries come to the table, and this is another leg of the stool that can be assisting the American worker and the American business, and he's choosing not to do so. We need those interest rates down so that our businesses can borrow more money at a cheaper rate and invest in their companies, invest in the American economy, and grow this economy even better. We've seen positive job growth. We have seen consumer confidence go up. We've seen unemployment hold steady. While we could have seen better jobs numbers, right now we're seeing American workers are being put first. Native-born workers account for all of the job growth, and that's key. And the president is going to lean in, and all of his secretaries are going to lean in. And I can tell you this, what I'm hearing on the ground is positive. People are excited about what's happening on the ground. We're setting the table for a positive economy, and the American worker is going to win in this occasion because the president has their back.
One quick point, if I may. Government jobs way down in this latest report. There you can see it on the screen, minus 10,000. Now, would you chalk that up as a success for DOGE?
Well, I think what it's a success is 84% of most of the job growth has come from the private sector. What does that tell us? That they're wanting to invest in the American economy. This is another layered effect from these trade talks. It's another layered effect from trillions of dollars invested into the American economy. I have been around to 20 states. I just visited South Carolina, returned last night. One of the last businesses that I was with said to us, we've invested the money in our workforce. We want to get them trained and skilled, and now we want to borrow more money. So again, leaving this segment, I can tell you this, Jerome Powell needs to lean in. He needs to lower those interest rates, and the president has been correct in negotiating that, and that's protecting the American worker.
He's very forceful on this issue. He really is.
Absolutely, as he should be. It's a promise made to the American people.
Well, Madam Secretary, thank you very much for joining us this Friday morning. We appreciate it. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.